4 things I know are true. Yankees-Red Sox is great, but nothing compared to the New York Post versus the people of Boston. Pressure on Chris Webber is great, but nothing compared to the pressure on Kobe. Baseball in Vegas, terrific, but nothing compared to other forms of entertainment in Sin City. And I'm Tony Reale, $4 prime rib at the Circus Circus.
It's Around the Horn, the show of competitive banter. Here's Tony Reale.
Welcome back to the only show Donald Trump refuses to appear on. Today it's Shaq versus Yao, Larry Fitzgerald versus Mike Williams, and an LA golf course versus the Chicago skyscraper. All with our national crew. Let's check them out. At the Los Angeles Times, it's Bill Plaschke.
Not Circus Circus, it's Binions.
Yeah, right. At the Denver Post, it's Woody Page.
I am surrounded by delusional louds, circus clowns, brain jackasses, Mary Andrews, and...
Who's in a good mood today? At the Chicago Sun-Times, it's Jay Mariotti.
I was in a good mood until Bill from The Apprentice told me I have to leave after the show.
How about that? I'm knocking down your building, Jay Mariotti. And at the Boston Globe, it's Bob Ryan.
Hi, Tony.
You still have a building right in Boston.
We do.
All right, guys, let's make it happen.
It's the first word.
And the first words are bitter hatred, which is a great starting point for almost everything, if you ask me. 6 months to the day since Tim Wakefield grooved one to Aaron Boone, the Red Sox and Yanks kick off a 4-game set tonight at Fenway. And just to kick the hornet's nest of hatred, the New York Post, bastion of journalistic impartiality, flew a sign over Fenway Thursday which read, "The Empire Strikes Back, Go Yanks." Love my New York bleeping Post. Guys, it's mid-April. How big is this series really? Around the Horn of Boston, Bob Ryan.
It's big to the narcissistic blowhards, mostly on the Boston side. It is of marginal importance to the players who know there's 150 X games to go.
You don't understand, Bob. Kevin Millar says this game is unbelievable. This is the greatest rivalry in sports. Even Joe Torre is saying it's going to be crazy. It's going to be unbelievable. He's looking forward to it. This will be the greatest April series in the history of baseball. When have we had such drama this early in the season? It's taking away from the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs. The NFL draft is
Woody, Torre and Millar are being sarcastic. This is what makes baseball different from football and every other sport. It's a marathon, not a sprint. There is no such thing as a Mr. April. There is no such thing as an April Classic. This is one of 19 games between the two teams. The players know it. Everybody outside of Boston knows it. Even the New York fans know it. They're smart enough to know this is just one game. Look at the players. 4 of the 8 starting pitchers in the series weren't even with the teams last year. A lot of the star players weren't there. Aaron Boone's not there. Why is Fox knocking off regular programming to put the game on? Why are there 400 media credentials? Not just Eastern Seaboard people around the country. This is the biggest rivalry in sports, that's why. And sure, you're trying to establish early dominance mentally. Pedro's pitching. Say the Red Sox win the series without Pedro pitching.
That's a big question.
An early dominant threat there for the Red Sox.
All right, Jay, Bob Ryan. Fox is blowing off Animals Gone Wild or whatever they're showing. That's a big deal, isn't it?
Look, it's big in relation to whatever you would call big in baseball, as Bill Plaschke so eloquently pointed out, in April. It's all about the blowhard narcissism of these fans.
Oh, you've already said that,
where
Bob.
is Nomar going to be?
All right. Go ahead, Bill Plaschke.
As usual, Mariotti made my point for me. Pedro's not pitching. Why? Because the Red Sox didn't consider it important enough to juggle their rotation. That tells you everything you need to know.
Back to you, Woody Page.
What you don't understand is they're going to win. If you look at the pitching rosters here, they're going to win 3 out of 4, and games won in April mean as much as games won in...
Look, this is important for the very reason. You remember the theater in Game 7? It was wonderful. Best stuff of the year, and here we go again. Why wouldn't this be
All right, Bob's call for a timeout. Go.
Nomar Garciaparra's not playing. Trot Nixon's not playing. Just put that in your head.
We need to move on, but you're going to tell me it wasn't a good thing for the Yankees to get A-Rod. This game is on Fox, on primetime, on a Friday night, during a big week for basketball, big week for football next week, big week for hockey. This is great for baseball. Let's move on, guys. It's NBA playoff time, and the defending champs are the San Antonio Spurs, despite all the attention slathered on the schizophrenic Lakers or the front-running T-Wolves. Spurs do everything modestly, even their season-ending 11-game win streak, but there's nothing modest about their road to repeat. Most likely path? through Memphis, the Lakers, T-Wolves, and then the Eastern Conference champions. Guys, should the Spurs be Western Conference favorites? Around the horn to Bill Plaschke.
First thing, promise me you'll watch the ratings tonight, Tony, and come Monday, if the Red Sox-Yankees ratings stink, we'll talk about it, all right?
Okay, fine,
all right.
Go ahead.
Also, the Spurs should not be the favorites. The Lakers are the favorites. The Lakers, they have the best. They have 4 Hall of Famers and 1 Hall of Famer on the bench. Come on. The Spurs are not the same team they were last year. They missed David Robinson. I think they missed Steven Jackson. I think the Lakers still have a little bit of that swagger. The title still goes to them.
I seem to recall a year ago a certain Kobe Bryant crying on the bench. His teammates crying. Why? The Spurs beat them. They won the championship. They're the defending champions, continue to be the favorites. They play great defense. I mean, come on, you got to look at this. They're allowing 84 points a game, 41% shooting. Ginobili has become the best 6th man in this game. It's still Tim Duncan. Ryan. They've won 2 championships. The Lakers are discombobulated. It's the Spurs. They don't have issues.
Jay, it's not about numbers. Don't be giving me numbers. It's not about anything of that. The Lakers exist in 2 states. They're champions or they're champions in waiting. The public still thinks they're the champions. They don't even know the Spurs won. I like the Spurs. It's all about the Lakers. Understand that. It's what they do or don't do. They are going to determine who wins the championship. They're going to win it. They're going to lose it. They're going to do it.
On
Lakers, Lakers, Lakers.
I got to tell you, Bob and Bill are the killer bees. You are so wrong, Mariotti. You are a multi-thumbed adult on this issue. Yes, they should be favored, but they're not going to win. You've got to dethrone the champion. You've got to knock him out, and that's exactly what the Lakers are going to do. The Spurs have perimeter defense. That's what they're all about with Tim Duncan. And when Kobe Bryant gets through that perimeter defense, and they got Shaq inside, what in the world are the Spurs going to do?
What they did last year, which was beat the Lakers. Jay Mariotti, back to you.
The Spurs have Tim Duncan, the steadiest guy out there, underappreciated. If that team isn't in San Antonio, and if Tim Duncan pipes his horn a little bit, we're talking about a team that gets national respect. Woody, you need to respect the San Antonio Spurs.
Jay, you don't have the NBA in Chicago.
You're right about that.
And number 1, the Lakers, ask any team who they don't want to play. In both divisions, it's the Lakers. Case closed.
Well, I think those people are sleeping on the San Antonio Spurs. I wonder why, Bob Ryan.
Well, because they're not glamorous. They're not full of pizzazz. They do what they do, as was stated, very quietly. And even Duncan, who's the best player, is a guy that doesn't attract attention to anybody but we knowledgeable fans who appreciate
and they are different. Tony Parker is better than he was a year ago, Plaschke. That's the difference.
More consistent.
All those people, though, who say they don't like the NBA because it's too much highlights and guys focus on that, the Spurs are a team in the complete sense. They play good defense and they have the best player in the league. More from you guys in a minute, but it's coming up. Shaq meets Yao in round 1. Will the Diesel run right through the chairman? They love Larry Fitzgerald in Phoenix and everywhere else. But is he the receiver to take highest in the first round? Hello, logo.
Buy or sell?
Time for buy or sell. Let's see what we got. Leading off, the Arizona Republic reports today that Cardinals head coach Dennis Green wants Larry Fitzgerald, but won't trade up to get him. Green has coined Fitzgerald as the best player in the draft, and at number 3, he's got a shot at him, but says, we're not going to jeopardize our organization to move up. Larry understands that. Guys, buy or sell Fitzgerald as the best wide receiver available in this year's draft. Plaschke.
You know I'm selling this one. Mike Williams of USC is the best. He's bigger than Fitzgerald. He's stronger than Fitzgerald. He's more athletic than Fitzgerald. And he's the only wide receiver in the draft with a national championship ring.
Woody.
Bill, let's get serious here. I'm buying this. Larry Fitzgerald is going to be an all-pro in this league for more than a dozen years. He catches everything in the vicinity. He's a smart player. He has a strong work ethic. He is another Chris Carter. He has separation. He can work with the ball after he catches it. What more do you want?
Mariotti. I'll tell you this, and I agree with Woody. I'm buying because he has character. This guy has been hanging around the Minnesota Vikings since he was a kid. His dad, a sportscaster in Minnesota. He's a terrific kid. We've seen the highlights. He goes up in the end zone. The other guys, I think, have something to prove in the NFL more than he does. I'm buying.
Ryan.
Plaschke, what time are you in today? Are you and Pete Carroll going to meet to pick out the furniture anyway? I am selling this because the answer is Roy Williams, and the big difference is Roy Williams gives you lots of yak. That's yards after catch.
We know it, Bob Ryan.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? And it's not the first time this. What are the Cardinals doing? They drafted 2 receivers last year. They can't draft another one this year. Let's go on.
McCown.
With the sluggish end to the regular season, the Sacramento Kings find themselves in a tough 4 or 5 matchup with the Dallas Mavericks. Chris Webber played in only 23 games this season, but still carries the burden of having never won an NBA title in his 11-year career, 6 of them with some pretty talented Sacramento teams. Guys, buy or sell Chris Webber as the player shouldering the most pressure in this year's playoffs. Woody Page.
I'm buying this. I saw him the other night in the game here in Denver, and I'm telling you what, he has totally destroyed Sacramento. They've gone through such a tumultuous year after he came back. That's not the same team it was before the All-Star break that we all like to win the NBA championship. Yes, the pressure's on him to do something.
All right, Mariotti.
And not a bad thought, Woody, as usual, not quite there. I'm selling this. It's Kevin Garnett. What are we hearing? What's the biggest storyline of the first round? Can Kevin Garnett get out of the first round? I think he will, but until he does, to me, he's got the most pressure.
Bob Ryan?
I'm buying this. You know, in a recent poll of NBA players and coaches, Chris Webber was voted as the player you pray never fouls out of a playoff game against your team.
Wow. Good stat.
That's good.
There.
And I'm buying this. Kevin Garnett's going to be with the Timberwolves for many years to come. This could be Webber's last year in Sacramento. They are 11 and 12 with Webber in the starting lineup. Talk about when he wants to be the man. He's got to show it now.
No
last year, where's he going?
Kobe Bryant. He's had a stake through the heart of the Lakers all year. He's very important and a very valuable player in the playoffs, and a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Let's move on. Someone under just as much pressure as Chris Webber, but flying way under the radar, is Minnesota coach Flip Saunders. That's what happens when your name is Flip. The T-Wolves haven't won a playoff series in Saunders' 9 years, and Flip's career postseason record, 7-22. This year, things may be different, though. Wolves are the #1 seed in the West and have home court throughout. Guys, buy or sell Minnesota's Flip Saunders as the coach under the most pressure heading into the postseason. Mariotti.
No, I'm going to sell that thing. That's a 2004 subplot. We're talking about history. That means it's Plaschke's guy, Phil Jackson. History at stake here. If they win a championship, he passes Red Auerbach. If they lose early, he's out of a job. He's not coming back. Plus, what about everybody else? Kobe's future, all these other players. It's Phil.
What do you got for us, Bob?
I'm selling this. Show me when Flip Saunders ever should have won any of the previous series. The guy in big trouble is Don Nelson, because Mark Cuban's starting to wonder, what am I getting for all this money, 112 assistant coaches, crazy style of play? What are they getting here?
Certainly not defense. Plaschke,
I'm selling this. I'm going with Mariotti. It's Phil Jackson. And for one more reason he didn't mention, his girlfriend is the boss's daughter. I mean, this is his whole personal life. Everything is tied up into this postseason for Phil Jackson.
Sounds like a reality show.
I'm going to sell this. First of all, Minnesota's very kind to its coaches, and Mark Cuban's the one who screwed up that team, not Don Nelson. Yes, it is indeed Phil Jackson, because we know that if he doesn't win this year, this is going to taint his entire career.
Oh,
and
no.
Taint his whole career. Adelman, how about that? How close is Sacramento going to have to come every year to die in the postseason? Let's move on. Somehow, our East Coast biased ATH newsroom has managed to ignore the Eastern Conference in our NBA playoff preview. Fact is, only 4 teams in the conference had a winning record. Nonetheless, the conference is top-heavy, with Indiana, Jersey, and Detroit as the top 3 seeds. 61-21, the Pacers had the best record in the entire NBA this year. I know it's not an upset in anyone's book except maybe Mariotti, but buy or sell the top-seeded Pacers coming out of the East, Bob Ryan?
They have a puncher's chance, and by the way, so do the Pistons. Pacers are 34-7 at home, 20-8 against the West. If they're healthy, they got a chance. And with Rasheed Wallace, so do the Pistons.
Plaschke.
No, Bob, buy or sell. What are you doing?
I said I'm buying.
Anyway, it is the Pacers. The Pacers are the best team there. They will come out. Their record against the West shows it. They are the toughest team. They have the 2 best players. They're still not going to win the NBA championship.
Woody Page.
I'm selling this. This is for Bob Ryan. The Pistons have the pants. That's players with 9 points or more, averaging, and they balance their offense.
They're more averaging.
I think you outkicked your coverage there, Woody, but I give you a point for just the idea. Mariotti, go ahead.
I'm buying this, and here's why. The best offensive player in Jermaine O'Neal, the best ball-to-ball defender in Ron Artest, and the best home court. They have the best record in the whole league. Of course it's Indiana, and give me my point back.
You get the point back the year before. All right, eliminator times last year, the low man, last words.
I think I'm the lucky one, not the lone one.
Very well said. Rest of you guys remain seated, because coming up, did a French's Bill make the right choice to head up the knocking of Mariotti's office to the ground? Around the horn, we're at the 2 rounds. Here's how they stand. Woody Page is 22. Jay Mariotti has He has 23. I'm not giving you a point just because you asked for it, all right? Let's just make that clear. Bob Ryan has 25, and Bill Plaschke was today's lucky loser.
Right now, it's out of bounds.
All right, whew. Leading off, Vegas, baby, Vegas. Oh, it's a beautiful sight. According to USA Today, the city of Las Vegas is making an aggressive bid to be the next home of the Montreal-Puerto Rico Expos. Sin City joins a list that includes D.C. and Portland. Baseball president and COO Bob Dupay indicated Vegas was a serious candidate when he said Las Vegas is a serious candidate. Guys, do you have a problem with Major League Baseball in Las Vegas? Bob Ryan?
None whatsoever. I think of these three alternatives, which are Portland and Northern Virginia, Las Vegas stands out easily. Certainly it's a fast-growing area. Everybody knows that. They're ready for something. If they get a stadium with a roof, a retractable roof, then why not? I think they're the logical place.
But, Bob, there are two Vegases, and the people who live there, it's largely blue-collar. You have to consider that here. And plus, the people who go to Vegas, they're not going to a ball game in a dome stadium. They're going to the casinos to see shows. Plaschke would be seeing Celine Dion. They're not leaving that to go see a ball game. Northern Virginia is where the money is. You got to go into that market.
No. DC's had its choice twice and didn't work out. Let me tell you about Vegas. First of all, it's the biggest convention city in the country. So you got guys coming in from Iowa that want to see Major League Baseball. Number two, everybody talks about the heat. Have you ever been to a game in Dallas, Texas?
All right, I don't care about heat. Here's the question, though. Is gambling going to be a problem with having a professional team there?
First of all, hold on. Guys going to conventions in Vegas, Paige, don't want to see a ball game. They're going to strip joints and casinos. Gambling, not the issue it used to be. In Detroit, you can walk out of the stadium. There's a casino right there.
Woody.
There's gambling in every major league city.
That's a fair
St.
point.
Louis
What I said.
has a boat on the river.
All right. Bob, you want to throw one more thing in, too?
Just a totally bogus issue. And if they go to Northern Virginia, that's like the Nets and the Devils. There's no there there.
Nothing against them. Let's move on. USA Today reports that Time magazine will name Patriots coach Bill Belichick one of its 100 most powerful and influential people in its latest issue. I guess powerful means owning a couple of Super Bowl rings, holding ultra-generic press conferences, and wearing an intimidating hooded sweatshirt. Guys, do you think Belichick deserves to make the list of most powerful and influential people? Around the horn to Woody Page.
Absolutely not. Even in his own league, on his own team, he's not the most powerful. Kraft confined. Bill Bedwell, the worst owner in the NFL, has more power over a stadium, a team, a city. I will mention to you Stan Kroenke here in Denver, who owns 5 franchises and part of the Rams, a stadium, and he's building another one.
Now, Woody, it's about power over a group of people. The most difficult league to win multiple championships is the NFL with parity and everything. This guy's won 2 and 3 years with old school methods that somehow work now. You mean to tell me he doesn't belong on a list? Tony, on any list like this, you're going to see 3 or 4 sports people. This guy is the state-of-the-art coach right now.
No coach, unless Connie Mack gets resurrected, should be on any list like this.
Connie Mack?
Yeah, if you're going to talk about 3, or Papa Bear House, if there's 3 people you could think about that would connect with football, might be on the list, it would be Paul Tagliabue, David Hill from Fox, and then finally Jerry Jones, who's by far the most influential owner.
You don't appreciate your championships, Ryan. He's right in your backyard. Bring him to Chicago. I'll appreciate
but
the guy.
If the guy, wait, if you can fire a guy, he's not the owner of a team, how can he possibly be the most powerful person in the sport? Looks like we're going to have a showdown right now. Bob Ryan, you're the last man and the low man. Any last words?
I want to recount.
A recount? Still not going to do it for you. All right. Jay Mariotti and Woody Page in showdown next. Coming up, what are you doing tonight? Going to see Kill Bill 2 or sitting on your butt with the remote and flipping around? Don't be a loser. Showdown time. Today, a battle between Woody Page and Jay Mariotti. Blonde versus brunette for all time.
Fake
blonde. Get to it. Fake blonde. Come on. Leading off. NBA commissioner David Stern must have been doing cartwheels around his office when he found out the Lakers would be facing the Rockets in the first round of the playoffs. Stern's ad department now gets to endlessly promote Shaq versus Yao for what could be more than 2 weeks. But enough about Stern. Will Shaq dominate Yeah Boys. 15 seconds. Mariotti, go.
You said dominate, right?
Dominate.
He's not going to dominate. He'll win the battle. The Lakers win the series. He hasn't dominated them all year. It's not possible anymore. Plus, Shaq, where is his head right now? It's been a Kobe circus for 2 weeks, hell, for the whole season. I don't know where Shaq is right now. He is not capable of dominating.
Yes, he's going to dominate. Houston has been in a major slump at the end of the season. Yao's not getting any help. And Shaq will, from Kobe, from Malone, from Payton. Yes, he will dominate inside just as he has for the past 2 years.
Not statistically, this season they were very even. Plus, Yao's got a coach that can always jump on the leg of Shaquille O'Neal. Point for you, Mariotti. Let's move on. Reigning AL Cy Young Award winner Roy Halladay threw a complete game shutout against Detroit on Thursday, prompting Tigers manager Alan Trammell to call him the best pitcher in the American League. Meanwhile, Pedro Martinez gave up 7 runs in 5 innings of work against the O's. Who would you rather have for the rest of this season, guys? Halladay or Pedro? 15 seconds, Woody, go.
Of course it's got to be Pedro. We're out of the real cold weather now. He has recovered from any kind of injury problems he had in spring training. You know he's going to be there with the support he gets with the Red Sox. Halladay's not going to get any support.
What, start reading those radar guns, John. I'm worried about Pedro's velocity. They are in Boston as well. He's not pitching in the series, and he's not pitching well. You don't want him pitching in this series. Halladay has had his stuff all year. He didn't win the first couple of games. He looked terrific the last time out. This guy is the goods, and he's younger than Pedro Martinez.
Okay, he's younger, but Pedro's still Pedro, and I think he's the best pitcher in baseball. Oh, tell me he's not
best
in September
pitcher
when
in
he
baseball?
Gets it. Come
no
on,
chance.
Absolutely. Point for you, Woody Page. Let's move on. Beckett. Swami from Harvard, Heidi from Philly, Omarosa from hell. Hey, those were the great characters, but it was cigar entrepreneur Bill Rancic that became Donald Trump's apprentice during last night's finale. For his new $250,000 gig, Rancic chose to manage a new Trump skyscraper on the site of the Chicago Sun-Times instead of a lush golf course in L.A. Guys, did the apprentice make the right choice? 30 seconds for the game. Mariotti, go.
I mean, we're already moving 3 blocks away. We know that part. Most of this building is sold. All these rich people have bought up the condos. Bill has no purpose on this site here, except maybe cleaning up the asbestos above me right here. Go to the golf course. That's where you hang out, have fun, meet big shooters.
No. The greatest thing in the world is to blow up the Chicago Sun-Times.
It's
and not only that, but you can leave an imprint on the city of Chicago, build a building that competes with the Chicago Tribune, and stands there proud and tall. Yes.
God.
I would have chosen the golf course, but come on, to see that building get blown up, whenever it gets blown up. Sorry, Mariotti, it's Woody today. 15 seconds are yours. Go.
I think it's important to recognize the people who really make the show, and I'm going to do that today. Jason, who helps me, Aaron, Susan, William, Brad, Miriam, Howie, Jeff, Zip, Mark Kramer, and Bill, and Tony Reale. Thank you all, guys. You make this show.
Thanks, Woody, I guess. That's going to do it, folks. We're on a 71.5-hour break. We'll see you Monday. Around the Horn.
Thank God you didn't mention yourself.
Around the Horn is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Woody. That was tremendous. Thank you, Michael Hawley.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon-Tony. I predicted the Red Wings would win last night, and they did. Now, you know what I want? I want some depth now.
Tony Kornheiser, remind me again why I married you.
Why you what?
Enough with this depth. Day after day after day. You didn't even know the Red Wings won.
I believe I had it right. Game 5 in Detroit. Did you watch?
No.
You know who scored the winning goal?
No.
I didn't think so.
Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Ball and Shane and I yap about the PETA people going after Braun and Mello, Jesse Ventura's wild new look, and the brother getting the axe from the Donald.
Predictable.
You said he would win last night.
I was wrong. Predictable.
We begin the first official game between the Yankees and the Red Sox this season, the first of 4 in Boston this weekend. Look at this. The New York Post is ginning this up so much that their back page screams, "Let the war begin." Wilbon, this game is on national television. It's prime time on Fox. I don't think any other matchup in baseball would be put on prime time. You are always ripping the fascination with the Yankees and the Sox, but you're a sports writer, so I assume you care about this game, don't you?
No, what month is this?
April.
April. First of all, I don't rip the fascination. I rip people like you telling me that I shouldn't care about anything else but the Yanks and the Sox. It's April. Wake me when they start playing in August and September and hopefully October.
How great were the playoffs last year?
On a 1 to 10 scale, a 9.5.
They were great. These are two teams who produced one of the more memorable playoff series in history.
Yep.
They have added substantial people to their roster.
Yes, they have.
I would think that as a sports writer for 25 years, you would peek in on this game.
It's April. You know what that means? It means your boy Bud Selig probably has Grapefruit League and Cactus League games next week. You know what? The way Major League Baseball scheduled.
You know what is so sad about you?
What?
You have locked yourself into this anti-baseball position.
I haven't.
You've locked yourself into anti-Bud. You've locked yourself into anti-April. If this was the NBA, if this was the NBA, and it was the Lakers against the Kings, you would be taking the position you have to watch.
It's 70 degrees in the East. I'm going to play golf. And who am I playing golf with on one of those days?
I believe that would be me.
And will we be watching the Sox and the Yanks that day?
We'll peek in at the turn.
We're not peeking in on anything.
We'll peek in at the turn.
And now I'm continuing to bash Major League Baseball, which still has not decided what to do with the Expos yet. But it seems Washington, D.C., Portland, and San Juan could be overtaken by Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right, Sin City, Slot City. Tony, your boy Bud has had a conversion. In USA Today, Bud says that because casinos and legalized gambling are everywhere, neither is the obstacle it used to be for putting a team in Vegas. But, Tony, is it a smart move to put the Expos in Vegas?
Whoever goes into Vegas first and stands up and says, you know, we'll take them out of the sports book for a few years and we'll see what happens and stuff like that. Whoever goes in first, all the other leagues are going to follow. Yes, it is a smart move.
And we know basketball wants to go, but they've told David Stern they won't take it off the board.
I thought they would seek a foreign market to replace a foreign market in Montreal that they were losing.
They did.
Apparently, it's not going to work.
Guess how many they drew last night in San Juan? $8,000.
This is a smart move. Las Vegas is growing faster than any big city in the country. There's money there to put stadiums up, obviously. It's an easy move for baseball to do. I live in Washington, D.C. I'd like it in Washington, D.C. This is a smart move, but there is gambling there. There is a danger. You cannot have them bet on the Las Vegas team.
They will do anything but put a team in Washington, won't they?
I don't know about that.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Bud would say, you know what? Looks viable.
Pete Rose, manager of the Las Vegas team.
I like that.
Pete Rose. USA Today reports the Time magazine in its upcoming issue will name Bill Belichick, the coach of the New England Patriots, as one of its 100 most influential and powerful people. Well, granted, Belichick is a very accomplished football coach, but I don't think of him as either influential or powerful outside of his locker room. Do you?
No, and I think that Bill Belichick, you could easily make the case for, I would make the case, is the best coach in the NFL. I know you want Parcells. You did this all last year. Yeah. But they didn't name Parcells one of those guys.
I think they should have.
To me, Belichick, while being a great coach, has no particular charisma. There's no real identifiable personality. He's not a Parcells or a Pat Riley or even a Mike Ditka. And I think those guys influence. I just think that this guy's a great coach, period, in the story.
Let's ask ourselves, what does he influence? Is it the fashion industry with those idiotic hooded sweatshirts that he wears all the time? No, he's simply a great football coach. Riley is an influential guy.
Maybe they need management by trimming high-priced talent and being able to do with what one
I don't know who else is on that list. But any list that has sports people at all has to have a guy like Jerry Jones or Mark Cuban ahead of a guy like Bill Belichick.
The lists are all stupid. That's why we shouldn't pay attention to them. But I really like this next story. A group of University of Illinois students opposed to the use of a mascot character named Chief Illinowick is conducting an old-fashioned sit-in at a campus administration building. The protesters took over the building about 7:30 p.m. Thursday and stayed overnight. Police officers are stationed outside the door, and the school chancellor met with the students this morning. Tony, old man that you are, you participated in a few sit-ins in your day. What's going to happen in Champaign?
People are going to get high. That's what's going to happen. People are going to get high, and then they're going to be making love on the stairwells. See, that's what's going to happen. And this warms my heart. The students are going to win. What sort of disturbs me is I didn't know this was a burning issue. I don't know who this chief guy is, but I think he's been here for about 400 years. I would think that the war in Iraq would be something you would chain yourself to other people about, and not necessarily
different causes. The kids today and you.
You grew up there. Are people offended? Are people offended by Chief Illinowick?
Illinowick. It's very split. It seems split. I don't know if it's 50-50. Big split. But you know, Stanford changed its name to avoid this kind of situation.
The Cardinals.
St. John's.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Syracuse.
But these people had held out because I thought this was an actual tribe in Illinois, that these were based on actual people.
Some people have held out and said this honoring the tribe. Others say, no, this is cartoon.
Did you ever protest anything in Northwestern? What, dropping the polo team? What did you protest?
The polo team?
Yeah. I mean, all you rich guys at Northwestern.
I'm not hearing you.
Wilbon, your friends at PETA, the people for the ethical treatment of animals, have written letters to LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony asking them not to accept the NBA Rookie of the Year award should either of them win it. The award is named for the Got Milk campaign, and according to the Associated Press, PETA, quote, cites the intense suffering of mother cows and their calves at the hands of dairy industry workers, unquote. Wilbon, you're with the PETA people on this, aren't you?
Tony, not exactly. You see this?
It looks like a burger.
This
looks like a cheeseburger.
100% USDA beef.
Right.
And you know what? This was LC until about Tuesday. And you know what I think should be done with this? If I can't wear it, eat it. That's what
that is cold. That's the ultimate sacrifice for you, because that's been here for 2 hours.
I don't want to hear about the PETA people. I want LeBron and Carmelo, whoever, to accept whatever they have to accept. These people do this every year, and they look stupid every year.
Here's the part I don't understand.
Good.
They are part of our show all the time when the PETA people say something stupid.
Right.
Why does anyone quote them? I mean, what sort of power do they have? This is idiotic. They suffer at the hands of the dairy industry workers. Are their hands cold? Don't cows have to be milked or they'll blow up? Isn't that the deal? Don't you have to milk the cow?
Come to my side. Welcome, my brother.
It's insane.
Welcome.
It's insane.
To 100% beef.
You'd have milk everywhere. Cows would blow up.
I did not watch the 2-hour finale of The Apprentice, but I watched enough of Access Hollywood to know about this whole situation. I know Bill won. I know Kwame lost. Yeah. The Donald appeared to have good reason for choosing Bill. But at the same time, Tony, it seems Brother Kwame was sabotaged by Omarosa, a vicious, backstabbing, self-promoting, egomaniacal germ who in a previous life probably was stationed at the River Gambia pointing out brothers for the slave traders. Anyway, Tony, did Donald make the right choice?
You didn't exactly come with a 9-iron on that, did you? You took the full new driver out.
Right. The new Callaway.
Yeah.
You like that?
The Fusion Callaway.
You like that? I'm sick of her. Did I make that clear?
Yeah, no, I think you're clear on that. In watching that show last night, I actually thought that Omarosa was deliberately sabotaging Kwame, and the people were deliberately sabotaging Bill.
I didn't watch
She lied on camera.
She lied on camera to the guy.
On camera.
So unless she was paid to do that by the Donald, I will only take a word as back if paid by the Donald. If not,
I don't know what happened. But I do know afterwards, and you could have picked Kwame, you could have picked Bill. I didn't care much about that. They offered Bill this choice. You can supervise the building of a giant condominium and office complex and hotel in Chicago.
His hometown, my hometown.
You can supervise a brand new golf course in Los Angeles.
I know where I'm going.
On the water.
I'm going to L.A.
And this
what do you do?
Pick Chicago. He's an imbecile. I mean, maybe it's a good move, but I'd be in L.A. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll head out to Fenway to find out whether the Yankees have beaten up any groundskeepers yet. And later, do you recognize this man?
Who is that?
What in Hades has happened to Jesse Ventura?
By the way, is Kwame, should he be the next bachelor?
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
We're going to spend the next 5 good minutes jacking up the Yankees-Red Sox hype simply unbearable levels by bringing in the men who'll be calling the game tonight on Fox, Joe Buck and Tim McCarver. Wilbon seems to think this game is meaningless, gentlemen. Do you agree?
Meaningless?
You
can't tell people they're going to pay. Yeah, well, you're right. That's Wilbon. I think you can't tell people around here that it's meaningless. The way that the mood is and the way the players have to deal with all this every day. And, a lot of games during the regular season are meaningless, or at least feel that way. The season drags on, but everybody tries to downplay these things. I don't know, why can't we just embrace the fact that this is a big game and it's fun, and let's just have a good time here at Fenway Park?
Yeah, clearly.
I think what makes this particularly a big game is because of what happened to A-Rod during the offseason. I mean, almost signing with the Red Sox, then signing with the Yankees. First time they're together, first time A-Rod comes to Boston in a Yankee uniform. There's no question that this is more than just a routine regular season game.
See, Wilbon?
Well, clearly it must be a big game. It feels like October because Tim's got on gloves he just pulled on. So clearly it feels like October in New England. I didn't say it was a meaningless game. Tony likes to exaggerate. However, what I am saying is, why should people in Arizona and Illinois and California and places where they're paying attention to their teams care about an April game between the Sox and Yankees?
Because there are a lot of people in Arizona and Southern California and Florida that used to live in Boston and New York.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. Now,
you big jerks.
I'm still trying to get the Cubs above 500. You wanted everybody to care about this. Let me ask you this. After just a little over a week of seeing games, can you tell yet whether the Sox and Yankees are the best two teams in the American League, or is it simply too early to draw any conclusions, guys?
You know, I think it's too early, and I think obviously their payroll's set up that they should be, but the Sox are going to miss Trot Nixon, and who knows how he's going to come back, and who knows how Garciaparra is going to come back with the Achilles tendon. On top of that, what about Pedro and the way he's thrown 2 of his 3 starts? And on the other side, is Kevin Brown going to stay healthy for the Yankees? And are they going to miss the presence of Clemens and Pettit? These are very different teams, I think, at least in my opinion. How will Folk be as a closer for the Red Sox? I mean, we've got months to figure that out before it turns cold again, and we're sitting here in October talking to you guys.
I think the best team of the first 8 games is the team with the best record, and that's the Florida Marlins.
That's right.
Nobody scored against them in 30 innings.
Tim, you mentioned before, you mentioned A-Rod and the drama about him almost going to Boston. The Red Sox fans are pretty tough on Derek Jeter. Do you expect them to be even tougher on A-Rod?
I think Joe Torre had the right comment when talking about A-Rod. I think he's going to be booed, but for the wrong reason. I think the reason he's going to be booed is because he's in a Yankee uniform and not because he almost signed with the Red Sox. I mean, after all, he was willing to take a large cut in salary to come here.
They're going to let him have it. Don't worry about it. And Tony, just try to remember what it's like and then tell Michael about it tomorrow since he won't be watching. It's not a big game.
Won't have any idea. All right, you guys can tell me in advance as I'm not going to watch. Who do you think has the edge in this series? How this is going to play out on the field?
I think the Yankees have a much better ball club than the Red Sox right now. And the reason that I say that is because Nomar Garciaparra and Trot Nixon are out of there.
I think the Red Sox will kill him. No, I don't know. I just wanted to go the other way from Tim. Who knows? I mean, who's got the edge? I think, as my good buddy Tony La Russa says, the edge is with that day's starting pitcher. And I think going into this game, Wakefield is an absolute uncertainty with the knuckleball. It's a cold day. Usually knuckleball pitchers don't like the cold. They like the humidity, and the knuckleball bounces around better, but Wakefield was great last October. Vasquez is such an underrated pitcher. I think the Yankees got a gem in him. So I think tonight I would give an edge to Wakefield and the hometown team, but Vasquez might surprise people not only tonight, but this year for the Yankees.
I would give an edge to the Yankees tonight.
Our last one and quick. I get very tired of Wilbon most of the time. Do you guys get tired of each other? Tell the truth.
No.
That's so sweet. Thank you, guys.
1,000 words.
Tim and Joe, boys and girls, we're taking a break. When we come back, will the stick man get the better of Shaq in their first series? Not without packing some heat, he won't.
Hey, you can't say that on television.
Stick man.
What about the kids?
Going out. Oh, that's right. I do this for the kids. Yeah. We got a ton of email ripping us for not including Reggie Miller on our list of folks we'd most like to see win their first NBA title.
That's legit.
Why'd you stiff him, Wilbon?
I didn't. If we had him, I'd have had him way up the boards. Would have been a legit guy.
You'll get your punishment and toss up. What's first?
Toss up. Who do you like? The Mavs or the Kings?
I have no basis to say what I'm going to say because the Kings stink. They have collapsed utterly. They're 7-11 in their last 18 games. But I cannot believe they will lose the first round series of the playoffs. I can't.
I'm going to pick the Mavs. And you should know, 2 weeks ago, I was picking the Kings to go all the way.
You're making a mistake.
Kings have, Tony, they have hit a wall like I've never seen.
They stink.
The Mavs don't play any defense either, but the Mavs just say, oh, yeah, we're going to score 114 points a game, which they have for the last 3 weeks per game. Catch us.
Even
Sacramento just
even if these games are 135 to 125, and they'll be great games to watch. Who's got the most talent in the league on one roster?
Sacramento. And what have they done but squander it lately?
But I have no basis for this. I just can't believe they'll lose. Next.
Toss up. Who's got the edge? Yao or Shaq?
Oh, Shaq. Oh, Yao is going to get his lunch handed to him. This is the first playoff series that Yao has ever been in. He won't believe how physical the referees let the players be. The stick man, Shaq is going to burrow through him.
You know, Shaq has a much bigger edge. We know that. We know the Lakers will win this series. But you never learned your lesson. All you did was trash the kid before. He's a stick figure. Yeah. He'll foul out of every game. And you look like an idiot.
Who's going to win?
Considering the guy's averaging 17.5 points a game.
Who's going to win?
I just said the Lakers. But don't tell me Phil Jackson told us yesterday on this show, Shaq knows he's there because he's 7'6". Don't think it's going to be a picnic
in the words of Eddie Murphy, kill my landlord, kill my landlord, C-I-L-L, kill my landlord. Next.
Toss-up, who would you rather see win, the Knicks or the Nets?
It's tough for me. I'm a New Yorker, and the Knicks were the team of my youth. But I grew up on Long Island, and I covered the Nets. First pro team I ever covered, Rick Barry, and then Julius Erving.
They don't play on the island anymore.
So I don't have that allegiance. But if you ask me from a basketball standpoint, the Knicks are a slapdash team. They're cobbled together. The Nets are a better team, so the Nets should win.
Going deeper into the playoffs, you want to see the best team possible, particularly in the East where you have no real matchups. If they play Detroit, you'd like to see the Nets because you know that if Jason Kidd is near healthy, they are going to put up a fight and make a great series out of it.
Don't you
Knicks can't do that yet.
Don't you think that the Nets should move to Long Island again, move home? Don't you think they should do that?
As opposed to Brooklyn?
Yes. Yeah, Brooklyn is the city.
I'm not emotionally invested.
Long Island, why don't you just say that?
Okay,
next.
Long Island. You happy now?
Yes, next.
Toss-up, Lower Montreal hockey moment. Faking injuries or booing our national anthem?
Look, you know, they can boo our national anthem. They got a better anthem than we do. They got 12 million people in the whole country. They all live at the border. They sneak in at night to go to Taco Bell. I don't care if they boo the anthem. When you fake an injury...
Are we talking about the right country and the right border?
I think so. When you fake an injury, okay, that's so girly. That's so bad. That's the worst moment for them.
The worst moment is booing our national anthem, and here's why. What is the NHL without the United States teams? What's left?
What is it now?
Well,
what is it with
whatever
the United
it
States?
is now, it's reduced to about a third or a fourth.
So you
they got nothing.
You think that Nashville and Florida and Phoenix, you think these help?
I think the Detroit Red Wings help. Yeah. What hockey town?
Detroit Red Wings right next to Canada. Next.
Last one, toss-up. How do you like your Jesse Ventura? Cleaned up or overgrown?
I'm telling you something. I didn't see this until today. Jesse Ventura now looks like Fidel Castro or Pernell Roberts in Trapper John MD. I like this look. It's more studious. That look I don't like because he's mean. He's too much like a wrestler. I like the new look.
What? How can you? First of all, I didn't know it was Jesse Ventura.
I like that.
I didn't know that was him. Is he auditioning for a role?
He's teaching at Harvard.
For a role?
He is.
Does he look more scholarly that way?
Yes,
professorial?
that's what I'm saying. And he's teaching at Harvard, which is a joke. If you're paying $40 grand for your kid to go to Harvard now, and he's taking courses from Jesse the Body Ventura, I got news for you. You got to transfer to Penn.
Was he not a governor?
It was. Well,
was he not?
On some level. On some level. Time for a break. Don't go anywhere because we still got to talk about an NBA coaching change, the possible retirement of a basketball legend, and one more opportunity for the MLS to get it right with Freddie Adu.
They're not going to get it right.
And by the way, I win.
By the way?
Yes, I win.
I win. That's all you got?
I win.
Gary Payton?
I win.
That's more like it.
Pardon the interruption. Presented by Guinness Draft Stout. Drink responsibly. Brilliant.
Listen up, people. It's time to get happy. Happy 57th birthday, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Retired as the NBA's all-time leader in 20 categories. First and foremost, scoring 6 NBA championships, 3 national championships at UCLA, the most highly prized high school player of all time, now scouting with the Knicks.
Very nice of Isaiah to hire him, but isn't there some bigger station for Kareem in basketball?
You would think so, or out of basketball somewhere. Happy anniversary to the Chicago Bulls. On this day 8 years ago, you won your 70th game, setting a record for wins in the regular season. Statistically, the greatest NBA team in history, but Wilbon, even you wouldn't put them over Magic's Lakers or Bird's Celtics or maybe even Julius's Sixers.
Well, forget about me. We once asked Michael Jordan whether he would, and what'd he say?
No.
That's right. That was instructive.
Happy trail, Scottie Pippen. You say this is probably your last season, but you're still not 100%. Didn't we do the same thing 3 weeks ago, 4 months ago, and a year ago?
Yeah.
Wilbon, Scottie's your boy. What do you got to say to him?
Scottie, you've had a hell of a career. It's time to go now. Don't become like Sugar Ray and retire every other week. Doesn't work.
All right, what do we mess up, Stat Boy?
Wilbon, you're a hood, but I think it's Chief Elinowek, not Elenowek.
Elinowek? How could you not know that? I went to the rival school.
You're from Illinois.
Not my
6
peeps.
Canadian teams in hockey, 20% of the league. And Tone, I'm not a farm boy, but I'm on the record. cows don't blow up if
they don't. If they're not milked, what happens to them?
I don't know, but
because they're always milked.
So
we're running out of show. We go to the big finish. We have cows on Long Island, I think. Kwame from The Apprentice has been offered a job by Mark Cuban. Who would you rather work for, Cubes or the Donald?
You know the answer, Cubes, of course.
Fluffy towels.
The Raptors fired coach Kevin O'Neal. Great. Is that shocking?
No, he ripped the organization yesterday, so it's not shocking. The Red Sox unveil an 8-foot statue of Ted Williams outside Fenway tonight. You think it'll have a head?
Yes, and a portable fridge right next to the statue. Andrew Galata fights Chris Bird tomorrow. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, Chris Bird ought to cover up. And cover up low. He ought to cover up low.
Rope it up low.
For any ado, it's New York City tomorrow. Will he finally start, or do we have to fire this coach?
If he doesn't start, I'm going to start something. This is 2 weeks now you and I have been campaigning for Freddie to start.
We're out of time. Try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
And I'm Mike Wilbon. Have a great weekend. Sports Center is next. They'll go live to the infield at Fenway.
PTI loves the Sox and the Yankees.
Hate it.